all your indie and major artists. Real Talk 101 Radio. Talk and music radio. Indie artists, major artists, producers. On location interviews. Fashion and artistry concert series. Concerts, fashion shows, community. Real people, real talk, real issues. Check out The Fresh Friday Show. Real radio. Get it all right here. Real Talk 101 Radio. Visit realtalk101radio.com.
Real Talk 101 Radio. It's the Birdman. It's about to go down. Look who's sitting next to me right now. Don Parma. Hey.
What's up with you, homie?
Y'all about to learn something right now, man.
Yeah, you done know already. Feel me?
Real producer.
Shout out to all the beat makers. Shout out to all the real producers. Stop making them beats, man. Produce music. Broaden your horizons. Broaden your ear. You know what I mean? And shout out.
Get ready, y'all.
Get ready. Him Stay Fresh. MJS Productions. Smoke one with your boy. You feel me? Let's get it.
Alright, so Don Parma. Born in Brooklyn, New York, grew up in Alabama.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that.
Oh man, like was born in Brooklyn like when I was like 8. I moved to Pritchard, Alabama. You know, my mom and my grandmother, like, you know, she had like some business down there. You know, she did a lot of things with, like, you know, flowering and farming and all kind of stuff, and cooking, restaurant stuff, you know, businesses. And like we moved down there. Of course, it's different. You know, went to school there, excelled at school. You know, normal country boy shit. You know, so
throughout the course of school, before you actually got to college, did you even dibble dabble with music at all, or did you have an interest in it?
You know, like what it was in school. Like I had like this. I was in like school, like, and I was in chorus or whatever. Okay. It was the only elective I could take. You know what I mean? Because like I came in school pretty late, my late birthday, but I took like, you know, chorus, and I learned music from there, you know, like keys and, you know, tone and all the other stuff. But I was just trying to be a rapper. Any place that had a microphone with some music, I was like, yo, I need to be there. The chicks was dope. So, you know, it was cool. So that was my first experience into music, you know, outside of home, you know.
And then that's when you started in deep at NYU in '96, right?
Yeah, '96. I attended NYU, for microbiology and stuff like that, and, you know, just schoolboy stuff, you know.
Now, was the music at NYU, was that secondary? Was it?
No, that was totally secondary. Like,
okay.
My parents wasn't really into the whole music thing, you know what I mean? So
kind of like that drumline thing, huh?
Yeah, they wasn't really in. Nah, you know, it wasn't into that. It was
so in '98, you began interning with D&D Studios with DJ Premier. Tell us about that experience.
It was crazy because, like, that experience, you know, I would always be rapping, so I met this guy, Fire, you know what I mean, at Sony, you know, I some way got into Sony or whatever. I met this guy, Fire, and he was in this this producer named Fury Session, which later on in life I would meet him and become, like, you know, very, you know, me and him became really cool, like really good friends, you know. But basically, I got put on the D&D, you know, met Doug and Dave, who owned D&D at the time. Man, it was crazy. It was like a dream come true. Because, like, in Alabama, you just watching Rap City. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? You watching Rap City, and it's like, yo, that's crazy. And plus, I was like an outcast in Alabama because I'm wearing woo-wear T-shirts and everything. And I'm in Alabama. It's 102 degrees. I got on a hoodie. And I always held, you know, close to that whole Brooklyn thing. So basically, I got a chance to intern at D&D, DJ Premier, you know, Guru. Like, everybody, you would see Rakim there. You would just see everybody there, and it was a very humbling experience because, like, you know, back then hip hop was real. Like, the music industry was real. Like, a nigga punch you in your fucking mouth. Like, if you out of place, like, nigga, like, you get punched in your mouth. Like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? do your job. But you know, it was a humbling experience. You know, just to learn so much from those guys. See, you know, Primo every day, Guru, like, you know, like Pete Rock, all those guys come through, you know, and it just was like, it was a very humbling experience. That was my first like real, you know, taste of like, yo, this is great, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know? So that got you into where you actually started producing music. Was it a big gap in between when you started producing music under the same management, 88 Keys and Kanye?
No, like actually, I mean, and Dan was like really dope because like, you know, like I met him. It was crazy. Back in the day, there was like no, like niggas ain't have cell phones. You know what I mean? So like when someone was looking for you, people will be like, yo, this dude looking for you or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I guess at the time, this guy by the name of Daniel Glogow or whatever, you know, he was managing this guy named Fury. And he also had 88 Keys, and they like, you know, 88 and Kanye, they was doing their thing, whatever, it was cool. And they was like, Daniel looking for you. So I go find like, you know, in a session or something, and go meet up with Dan, and like, you know, hooked up with this cat named Fury. And at the time, like, you know, like, he just was like, to me, I was like, yo, this dude's dope. So we just right away started working on music, and, you know, and Dan showed me like the real, like, you know, like how the industry really works. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, yo, look, fam, you dope, but like, yo, you gotta get some name in the game. Like, yo, I'm gonna put you with this person, and you know what I mean, right? This person, and I'm gonna put you with this person, you know what I mean? So I didn't get the writing game until, you know, it was really hard for me to get it because I couldn't understand like how people wasn't writing their own shit. You know what I mean? Like, what do you mean? Like, what are you talking about?
It goes right.
Yeah, this is like this is my thing. You know what I mean? But what was I just didn't get it. So, you know, sooner or later the checks came. You know what I'm saying?
So you producing and writing.
Well, I wasn't always.
Started writing
Yeah, I was writing first.
Okay.
I wasn't a producer first. I was like a rapper, and I was like a songwriter first. You know
How was the transition? What made you transition from the writing?
Because I was really like a stubborn dude. Like I would tell producers like I wasn't feeling their shit, and like not knowing that, you know, like what went into producing, or like I was like, man, I'm not really fucking with that shit. That shit, I'm not really. You know what I mean? You come from hanging out with Primo, interning all day, hearing that shit there, and then you come to a producer or whatever, and you like, yo. So Fury was like probably one of the first producers I found that I was like inspired by his music. You know what I'm saying? So like, it was crazy. So like always for me as a person in the industry, I was really hard to work with because like I had this opinion like music should be like, oh, it should be like, no, it shouldn't be, you know, and then. I learned very fast that aspect of the music industry, it's about the money. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you gotta get this fucking money. It's cool to be a rapper and shit. Your metaphors is dope and shit. But yo, fam, like, how we gonna get this money? And I used to think like, yo, let me get a record deal, nigga. Someone get this money, motherfucking record deal. And Dan was like, no. Like, yeah, we could get a record deal, but like, what are you gonna do before the record deal? You know what I'm saying? So like you put me on to like, you know, writing records for people, like, yo, write the hooks. You know, I started a company called Hook Masters, and I just have Fury of make the records, and I would like write hooks on them, and they would send them out to places, and that's how like, you know, I started like.
Yo, you had a wide range of writing that you did. You wrote for E40 around the same time, 2001. E40, 3LW, the girl group, and Nickelodeon.
Yeah, just
I didn't balance that in between. You go E40, then Nickelodeon.
Crazy. No, the crazy E40. It was crazy. It was a producer named Bink. He did lots on the Blueprint album.
Gotcha.
His name was Roosevelt Rells, producer dude Bink, and he was doing a lot of work. It's like dope, like, you know what I mean. When I met him, he was like, yo, you know what I mean, like. You know, I had the flu at the time or something. I was sick or some shit. I spit for him. Boom. He's like, yo, come through. And the Blueprint album just came out, and E40 was like, came in. I was at Bink House, and E40 was like, yo, saying shit like, some of that shit you put given to Jay, like the blueprint shit. And like he made this dope record, and I don't know whether 40 was feeling it or not, but I was in the corner writing some shit. Bink was like, yo, you know what? Yo, Don, spit the shit you writing right now. I was like, huh? What? For what? You know? And I just spit it, and they was like, oh man, that's just dope. That's right there. That's gonna be the hook. And I was like, oh, all right, you know. And that was the first time I sold a record. You know, like.
Which record was it?
It was called "Do the Damn Thing."
Oh yeah.
It was a Cali record. Like actually, that's crazy. The first record I sold was a California record by the Click, E40 and the Click. It was called "Do the Damn Thing," and it was so crazy that like I didn't understand the politics of the game because I didn't even get like really paid. It wasn't 40 fault, or like it was just like I guess I don't know. I didn't get paid. It's the regular music industry 101 shit. So, but I was in Atlanta. I'm in the club and I hear the record. They playing the shit in the club, and I'm like telling it to the DJ like, yo, that's my shit. That's me. I'm like, that's me on the fucking hook. That's me right there. Nobody believed me. They was like, nigga, get the fuck out. That's 40, nigga. How could you can never write no record for 40, nigga? So I went from that and to forge a relationship with Jav, and then basically they gave me another little situation to try to help write some records with 3LW, and then I went from that to like, you know, working on another project, Nickelodeon, and this was all work from Job. You know, shout out to Toy Green. She was like the A&R vice president at Job, and she really helped me stabilize my career. That's you know right. What I mean, in the beginning of the music industry and stuff like that. So it's really dope. You know, she cut some of those checks, like some of my first checks. Some of my first checks was like some of my first legit. The first $50,000 I made was from Toy Green. Word. Shout out to Job Records, you know, Zamba, Toy Green, she was working there. That like I always, you know, give her props for that.
Yeah, because you got a big resume. T.I., E40, Lil Wayne, Nick Cannon, Wu-Tang, Britney Spears, Neo, Beyonce, Timbaland. Nas. So can you talk about at least one of those experiences of writing or producing for those individuals?
I mean, like I just sometimes honestly it's about being in the right place at the right time.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like and being creative. You know what I mean?
That was gonna be my next question. What does it take to grab the attention?
So the thing is, it's like, you know, I'm a quiet dude. Like I'm not really one of those niggas. You know, I used to be an asshole. Like I'm still probably am an asshole at certain points, but it's like your influences. You know what I mean? I remember let me see, like one of the coolest records, like I think that had a chance on, like, you know, helping, like, you know, produce whatever, was like Game Over with like Lil Flip or whatever, right? And it was a weird day because like we all went, you know, and got like some vinyl, and it had this vinyl we bought had like video game sounds and shit, like He-Man had cartoon sounds, like, so yo, man, Fury like loaded up this shit.
I remember how it came in.
Right? He loaded up this shit, right? And we sampled Pac-Man, right? Right? We sampled Pac-Man. It's crazy. True, this is fucking absolute true story.
Tight to this day.
You know, sampled Pac-Man, right? So, boom. So we made this beat, we tried to sell it to everybody. Pastor Troy, me and Fury went to Atlanta. Like, she tried to sell it to Big Boy. We was already fucking with T.I. shit, you know what I mean? But like nobody was fucking with the record. So they was like, this shit is too weird, too futuristic. We get back to Jersey. I was fucking with Fury, he lived in Jersey. We get back to Jersey. Yo, niggas was like, yo, Dino DeValier called us up. Because back in the day, you had to actually go get up off your ass, go to the label, talk to the A&R, and pray that nigga let you play a beat. He let you just play 2 beats without him changing the shit. Because back in the day, you couldn't change your shit, turn it up, turn it down. The A&R did that shit. So we went there, we played that, like, Fury played the shit. Nigga was like, yo, this is a hit record. We broke as fuck. Like, it was a hit record. It's a hit record, yo. Cut us a check then. Cut us a check. Man, I think he probably cut like 30,000 because it was like a $30,000 check, yo. Word. After he cut that shit. And niggas ain't, Lil Flip didn't want to do it.
He didn't want to do the record?
No, he said the record was whack. I remember that shit. He did not want to do the record. He said the record was whack. And he was like, fuck that. My homeboy got another record, something with Pac-Man, and it's better, some shit he was saying. So Dino paid him. Word. Dino DeValier, very influential A&R. Like he gave Cash Money they first 30-something million. Yes. Word. Yes. True story. So Dino was like, yo, we gonna cut this nigga a check to do it. No lie. He had a record deal on Sony, and Sony had to give him a check to do his biggest record. Still to this day, this is his biggest record. He still probably fucking feed his kids or whoever off that fucking record. You know what I'm saying? And Dino calls like, yo, we need a hook. We need a hook. You know what I'm saying? And I went in there, Fury called, nigga, we need to put a hook on with that bitch. Game over. Period. And that was it. That was when they still let my voice was still on the hook. You know what I'm saying? Then was that shit. Before you know that shit, 2 weeks later, shit was on Hot 97. I couldn't even believe it. I was like, nigga, that's. I remember when it dropped. I was like, that shit's on Hot 97. That shit's crazy. I was like, yo, it's on, nigga. Like, yo, we on. And we wasn't like we wasn't on yet because like after the first check was crazy. The first royalty check, shit was crazy. #1 record, it was crazy. But then we got sued for $20 million.
What?
Word. You can look it up. It's still the biggest lawsuit in the music industry. It's sued for $20 million by Namco, the people who created Pac-Man.
Dang.
Word.
All because they wanted some of the bread.
Oh, they took most of it. Sony settled for $20 million. Actually, the lawsuit was bigger, but you could look that up. Sony settled for like they settled for $20 million. But yeah.
So that led into, was that the moment that led into doing the soundtrack for Drumline?
That was around that same time. Like, I just did some records on it because I was fucking with, like, 'cause I was doing so much shit with Nickelodeon, and like Nickelodeon, they had like Nick Cannon and all that shit. So like, I ended up doing producing like records and writing shit, just helping Nick Cannon do like his little album or whatever that was under Nickelodeon. Mm-hmm. You know. And that's just like that money thing, you know what I mean? It's just like that money thing, like, yo, dog, we cut through this check, all right, fine, you know? So I did that, you know, and during that time, you know, Nick was doing the Drumline soundtrack, and like, it was like, all right, dope, like, you know, they called me in again. Yo, dog, you got some, hell yeah. Back then, they call you, like, yo, you got some record, hell yeah. I used to lie, like, yo, I got this crazy hook, yo. Just give me the front end, you know, don't put in the studio, you know. So yeah, you know, shit works out, you know, like but those days is long gone, you know what I mean? Like you don't get upfront money like that no more, you know what I mean? Like back then, you know, even the household names today don't get upfront money like that.
That was gonna be my next question. How do you feel the game has changed today as far as
yeah, the game is like changed today, like because like a lot of younger guys who are totally talented, they don't understand like that, you know, the facade that has been put up for so many years is not for real. That's just like not for real. It's like it's not for real. So they thinking like, oh, okay, I'm gonna make this money, I'm gonna do these records and I'm gonna make this money, you know, and it's really not like that. It's like, yo, like, this is a business. It don't matter how dope you are. It's relationships. It's politics. It's like, You know what I mean? So like the game has changed where like you were more aware of the politics back in the day. And today, like people are just they're trading intellectual properties for fame, and it's a huge difference. Like they don't even care about publishing. They don't even give a fuck. You know, like it's just about like, yo, if I could be famous, if like my Instagram account popping, I did this record for this fucking rapper. Like I honestly know people who like got beats that's on radio all the time, and niggas is like, yo, broke. Like niggas is like straight up broke, and it's like, damn. And it's not like it's their fault, and it's just the expectations, or you have to manage your expectations. So, it comes from like people not knowing, just being ignorant, you know, like
not knowing the business.
Yeah, like if you don't know the business, you're just ignorant to a lot of shit. People don't even understand copyright law. Like I can ask anyone in the room, like, you understand copyright law? They have no fucking idea. Like, what the fuck is you talking about? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, no, people don't even know what a split sheet is. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck is a split sheet? They don't know that, you know, the only thing that overrides copyright law is a split sheet. You see what I'm saying? So it's a thing where it's like in the law at conception, at when you come up with an idea, you know, it's at conception, we all fucking, you know what I mean? Like everybody's entitled to a piece of it. Even if I came up with a hit record in this room, everybody, the cameraman, everybody's gonna get a motherfucking piece of that pub.
Exactly.
If they don't sign no split sheet. Feel what I'm saying? Yeah. So you entitled to it. If ain't no split sheet there, like, yo, like who really knows? Nobody really knows. So at the end of the day, it's like, yo, you can make dope records, but if you're not responsible, if you don't point out, hey, okay, yo, we in a session, but like we gonna file a split sheet, some motherfuckers is work for hire, like they understand that too. Some people just want the money, like whatever. Yeah. You know, I seen all that shit go down. I seen shit go down. Like I've seen shit go down. Like, yo, it go down like that. Like, I've seen people get jerked out they publishing. Like, wow. Like, oh shit. And that's why, like, I'm just happy to like been a part of the game where like, yo, you know, I took some losses, of course. But it's a thing where like, okay, fool me once, you know, it's my fault. You know what I'm saying?
What would you say your style of producing is?
I think it's very broad, you know what I mean? Because I have a very broad upbringing, you know what I mean? So, like, even when it comes to, like, Simpson shit, like, I was probably one of the first rapper niggas that was, like, in the synthesizers and stuff like that, even when I was signed to Atlantic. I was, like, there trying to do down south music with Simps. Now that's the normal for today, you know what I mean? Like, when people are producing music, so I use a lot of like European influences, you know what I mean? I travel to Africa and like the UK, like a lot of stuff like that, you know? So like my music is very like broad, different. Sometimes it could just be just New York. It could be some Brooklyn, you know what I'm saying? Nigga shit, you know? It's just like a wide range of things, you know?
So how do you begin your creative process? Like, do you start from scratch or you frequently sample?
No, I don't sample as much as I used to. I used to sample a lot, you know what I mean? But that was the game back in the day. Like it was a thing where like, yo, when you sample something, like nobody don't even know where the sample come from. Back in the day, it used to be like an A&R can ask you, what sample is that? And you'd be like, I don't know, I forgot. I tend to forget what that is because they don't know what it is. And it feels so authentic that. So now, like, you know, you don't even have to worry about that these days. Like it's so easy to get around certain things. Is that like now that when I sample is more of an expression, you know what I mean? If I wasn't feeling at the time, everything else is like, you know, it's of course expression, but like I'm not at the point in my career where I do anything for money. I'm a fan of money. You know what I mean? I'm not motivated by money, but I'm a fan of it. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha. So as a producer, where do you draw most of the inspiration for that creative process, for that track? Does it take it? Do you have to get like an artist tell you, hey, this is what I need, this is what I want, or you just get the beat, get everything started?
Oh no, I'm like kind of like I'm stubborn. Like I'm not the type of guy like, yo, I'm on a record like this. You know what I'm saying? Give me this shit right here. Like I don't want to do records like somebody else did. You know what I mean? Somebody else shit. Back in the day, it was about being original. If you sound like somebody else, like, nigga, disrespect you, beat you the fuck up for that shit. Nigga, like, yo, nigga, yo. I remember Wu-Tang niggas like, I don't want nobody sound like nobody from my clan. Yo, like Nas, it was fronting on Nas back then, you know what I mean? When Nas took the baby picture from Biggie. Like, this shit was crazy. But, like, I just show you how minute shit that was so minute of originality meant something back then. So, like, I still hold to those values of originality, try to be, like, original in my approach, you know? So, like, no, I don't sample as much now, you know, but I still try to create music that's authentic from scratch, that still have those same feelings, you know?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, today, how you feeling about the producers today? I had to ask, how you feeling about the producers today? Because, you know, you get on Instagram and you see people, you get on Facebook, you see people, they making different references to certain producers that's either eating or not eating. How you feel about it?
I say, yo, I can't really, like, they're not, like, those are beat makers. You know what I'm saying?
I saw that before.
Those niggas make beats. I'm a music producer. You know what I'm saying? I can produce a record, I can do the top line right there. I produce a beat, I give you the top line. I ain't gotta have the whole beat. Nigga, I can have 3 sounds. I can go in the booth, put down the top line, you know what I mean? And have something, a direction, a record, a feel. You know what I mean? Like, that's a producer. Like, you know, Quincy Jones, like, you know what I mean? Like, Dr. Dre, like, all these are, like, I think this is producers. They're record producers. They produce records. Like, you know, even at certain points in my life where I was a producer and I didn't even know I was a producer. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, like, I'm a music producer. Like, I don't make beats. I hate when motherfuckers be like, yo, nigga, you got beats? I be like, nope. I ain't got no fucking beats. I don't make beats. You know what I'm saying? Niggas told you I made beats, like, that's fucking wrong. Like, they was lying. You know what I'm saying? So, that's that. Like, the music producers today, like, they feel like making beats, which is cool. Whatever you doing as a black man to get money, man. Hey, man, I'm proud of you. Like, I applaud you. That's dope. You know, shit is fucked up right now, but understanding that, like, there's a core and you have to teach your children, you know what I mean? There was no fucking plugins or none of that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you have to teach your kids that shit. You know what I mean? I remember, like, before the plug-in, like, I remember, like, I was around, man, when, like, a fucking, like, the what was it? The fuck the shit's called, man? Like, I remember around the time when, like, it just was like you had the module, you had, like, the hardware track module, like, where, like, I would have a plug-in of a keyboard. Yeah. Back in the day, the keyboard would come out, and you can go buy the module of that shit, you know what I mean? Yeah. That you can actually play with yourself. It wasn't the keyboard, but you can hook it up to your fucking shit, you know what I'm saying? And you had the extra sounds, the expansions. Now you got plugins and shit. You got millions of plugins, millions of expansions, millions of shit. Some of the plugins that people come out with, I remember actually working on that board. I remember working on the SSL. I remember when shit was tape. As an intern, me fucking rolling up tapes and niggas couldn't do their motherfucking session. Like, get the fuck out of here. I got them plugins and, like, so, I don't know, man. As a producer, like, I try to really make music to die. Like, if I died today, I could say, yo, man, I can tell my kids, or other people can tell my kids, that dad was a cool dude, yo. He made some really dope music. It was influential. You know what I mean? He ain't follow behind nobody. His shit didn't sound like Mustard. His shit didn't sound like this. His shit, you know.
And you cross over. Yeah,
you know?
Pop side.
Yeah, so like pop, whatever. Whether it's working with Britney Spears or working with like Maroon 5 or it was working with whoever the fuck. Like it's just about, man, being able to understand music and not be shut off. And that's how America is set up. It's like set up for you to get your feel and shut yourself off. And like that's not how I was raised. I was raised that, you know, just because you do something good don't mean the other person does something that's not that good. Yeah. You know, I wasn't raised that way. So I don't give a fuck if it was a country record or it was a stupid ass goofy white boy doing some fucking music. Like there's something that's there. There's something that's so positive that's fucking there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It was productive.
It was productive. And some people are just cheating. Some people are allowing themselves to be used to be a fucking mule. Like, some of these niggas is music industry mules. They might as well just have, you know what I mean, mixtape shoved in their ass and just moving the shit around like mules. Because, like, people, these motherfuckers, these white folks is using these niggas. Like, yo, they don't realize $30 million in advertisement was made off your dumb ass. You uploaded some stupid ass shit. Okay, this one product made $30 million off of you from advertising off of your dumb nigga shit. Fine. But you don't see $1 off of it. Like, something is wrong there. So if you're gonna get money on on this shit, you a real nigga, fine. I'm a nigga. We all a nigga. That's how they look at us. I'm no better than you, you no better than me. But, like, at least get your fucking money. If you're gonna be exploited, at least exploit yourself.
Yeah. Or
make money off the people who are exploiting you. You have to be honest with yourself. If you feel like you're being exploited and you're not fucking making the right amount of money, then goddamn, nigga, you need to step up. Like, you can be gangster with the other nigga in the street. Niggas fuck around, hit your car, shit. You want to hop out and smack that nigga. You should smack these motherfuckers who exploiting you. You ain't getting nothing out of it. And that's why I lean more on doing a lot more technology, a lot of more like monetizing content on different platforms, and looking at the algorithms of things, data analytics of things, and trying to forge a new way. Like, these motherfuckers is dinosaurs. Nobody went platinum this year. Like, Frozen went platinum, Taylor Swift went platinum, that other guy from the fucking Spider-Man soundtrack, he went platinum. First time in history. First time in the history of music. Let's really be honest. Only 3 people went platinum, and 2 of those people were soundtracks. The other person was in a whole lot of money invested, with big intellectual property there, big publishing catalog there, so that had to go platinum. So at the end of the day, and before that, it's not like something unusual. We seen this shit coming. The year before, a black record having went platinum, having been #1 on Billboard for 3 years. Billboard wrote that interview up. The last record before that by a black person was Diamonds by Rihanna, which she didn't write. So, in the record after Diamonds, 3 years later, was Happy by Pharrell. And that had to be launched by monetizing content. It was on the Despicable Me soundtrack. It was a commercial. Yeah. So all of this here was based on content monetization, marketing. Right now, they seen that worked. So Frozen came out and they did 3 million right off the back. So right now is a thing where they're just hustling our kids now. Like, so even if you're like really aware of what the fuck they're doing, they'll fuck with your kids to make you mommy, daddy, I want the fro, I need this shit. So like now I feel like I'm at war musically. You feel what I'm saying? Because it's like so many things that's going on, and it's a great time in music because guess what? The dinosaurs are fucking dead. They fossils. They don't even know how to sell music. Nobody went platinum. So it was a fucking awesome time for music. The dinosaurs are dead. You know what I'm saying? So you know, peace to the guy who's looking at technology a whole new way, who understand code writing, who understand, like, you know, forging, you know, a new way to hustle your music. Everybody dope. Niggas is dope. We dope. But can you sell the dope? That's the fucking question.
Is that why you transferred over or transitioned over to owning your own business? Now the technology, the music, and the science, like
yeah. I mean, that's what it's about. Regal Republic. I started a technology company called Regal Republic. It's based on science and music and technology, and we dabble in understanding, you know, content monetization,
consulting, and helping build platforms for tech companies.
Yeah, I mean, I did you know, I helped market some technologies, some apps, from some tech companies or whatever. I work with a guy named Bernhard Fritsch, who also had a brand, Star Club. It's a content consolidation company or whatever. Right. That's what he's doing right now. But I learned how to build platforms, man. He invented the iTunes, and, you know, responsible for the security for that, like, you know, MP3 player, billionaire guy, you know, cool dude. Like, I don't really look at them for what the fuck they got. I look at them for what I can learn from someone. You know what I'm saying? So,
teach yourself how to go.
Right. So, I understand platforms. So now, with knowledge that I've learned from being around Silicon Valley guys, I could take a quarter of that information and apply it to music. You know, like no one has ever applied certain marketing or SEO writing, like campaign launches to like music before. You feel what I mean? Yeah. And when you look at people like Puffy who was successful, it was because of the way that he moved his people into the new generation. You feel what I mean? Yeah. No one believed that Puffy can make a motherfucking artist go platinum $1 million. Them crackers ain't believe that shit. You know what I'm saying? Well, he did it. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you took Flavor in your ear, you took Craig Mack, and that motherfucking shit went platinum. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That was before Biggie. How you think you got the money to do Biggie? Yeah. So, like, yo, he showed him, like, yes, I can make you go platinum. I got street teams, I got this, I got the city on fire. Now, I'm like a new young buck where, like, I feel like I got the internet. You know what I mean? I can make, like, whatever. I can make shit happen. I really can. I understand how to move product. Yeah. I understand how to sell dope. I'm a dope dealer. You know what I mean? You got dope music, well, I can sell that dope. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. Understanding e-commerce, merchandising, you know what I mean?
Gotcha. Yeah. So what piece of advice can you give another aspiring producer that want to be at that level, to get started, to get over that hump, that they at some stopping point? What piece of advice can you give them to help them get over that hump?
I mean, I think that they should just be very broad in their approach and never like slim themselves down to like one thing or like one genre of something, you know, like be very broad, like listen to things, like understand the greatness of things, you know.
Yeah.
If 200,000 people like, yo man, that's dope, and there's a song that you didn't get, there's a reason. So I think a lot of producers should understand the reason of why something is really cool. Gotcha. You know what I mean? Not saying that 200,000 people think something dope, you should think it dope. I'm saying like from back in the day, understanding the core of music. Right. You understanding like, yo, people don't even, most dudes are like, that's my homies. I could like go Pink Floyd. You know, what the fuck is Pink Floyd? Do you listen to Pink Floyd? Do you listen to Bob Dylan or whatever? Like, but that's really, this is really great music, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I listen to a lot of pop stuff, like, you know, I understand pop chord progression. I understand since 1951, every #1 record been the same fucking chords. Yeah. Since 1951, every #1 record is the same fucking chords.
Same chord progression.
Pop chord progression. That's it. So if you don't understand that, then you just don't understand money. Yeah. So my whole situation, I was just trying to understand money. You know what I mean? And I knew I had to understand that, and then in my own way, I'll do it my own way. You know what I mean? I'll do that my own way, and that'll be my way, but it will be the right way, which was in existence. And maybe some shit need to change. Shit is changing. Nobody going platinum. Maybe those pop chords ain't motherfucking working, and we need to change it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But hey, like, I just think we should all be broad. I think every producer out there, just be broad in your approach. Understand different sounds in music, understand different chords, and understand why it works, you know, so you can teach someone else the correct way.
So last thing, man, let them know where they can find you. I know you low-key do, but you got to give them some type of social media. Because you know they're gonna hunting, trying to find out where they can get this info at.
You know what, straight up, that's crazy. Like, you can find me, like, I'm on Instagram, like, I'm just real low-key. Like, I'm on Instagram, like Don Palmer 33, you know, on Instagram. You know, like, you can go to cobaltmusic.com. You can see me on Cobalt or whatever. You know, like, my email is there. You guys send me music. I'm always looking for like dope writers and dope producers and people who are trying to like make music and, you know, lead the new way. You know.
Gotcha.
Right.
All right, man, I told y'all, I know y'all learned something, man. If you didn't learn nothing, go back in, rewind it, learn it again. Don Palmer was good, dog.
You already know, man. Like, I just want to spread the knowledge to the brothers, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, Broad Hill Risers once again, Realtalk 101, Radio, MJS Productions, you know what I mean? Once again, all day, every day, you know what I mean? Like, shout out to everybody who's out there trying to do it, to the young kids, you know what I mean? Stay involved in music, stay involved in getting your shit done, you know what I'm saying? Never listen to the haters, you know what I'm saying? Like, learn your craft, yo. Learn your craft. Stop cheating. You know what I mean?
If they want to get their music,
you want to get in touch with me? Just hit me at Don Palmer 33 at Instagram, or you can just reach me at Don at regalrepublicglobal.com. You know what I mean? Or you can go to cobaltmusic.com and check out everybody that's on there. You know what I mean? Shout out.
Going down.
Sure.